more about that book than I do. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. Lord Nickvard Libak helped me sort the new books at the time, and the one you're looking for caught his attention. He left with it before I could even discover what it's about. All I remember is the author's initials, BB. I'm fairly benevolent when it comes to lending books, and I appreciate Nickvard's help, but he's had it borrowed for an excessive amount of time now. I'd like to ask him to return it, but he's been avoiding me.
I'll have a talk with Nickvard and find out what the problem is.
You think I haven't tried? But since you've already offered to address this pressing situation, listen to what I've learned. It seems Nickvard lost the book.
You shitting me?
I've warned him repeatedly not to carry borrowed books around with him, but to leave them in his chamber and read them there. But Nickvard is old and stubborn, and this is how things turn out.
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nickvard are too dumb to understand.
Speaking of books.
But I digress. As I said, Nickvard is intentionally avoiding me. But I've made headway. I've managed to find 3 people who've spoken to him recently. Bertha, the cook, Regina, the maid, and Hirsch, the hand.
Speaking of books, I have started this book. Yes. It is the Brandon Sanderson, The Way of Kings, book 1 of the Stormlight Archive. This is going to be a giant series because the first book alone is over 1,000 pages worth of reading material. There's already a total, I think, of 5 books out right now, including, 3 or 4 novellas. And he has 10 planned for the whole entire series. I got a lot of reading to do. We only have book 1 so far. We plan on getting the other 4 that are currently available, and of course the novellas. But yeah, I got this one for. I got this book for. I think for Laura's birthday, because she's more of a reader than I am, but I also wanted to get into a new high fantasy. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a new high fantasy to get into, the Stormlight Archives is probably going to be a good first start, and it's going to be a long series too. So, as you know, and it seems like this guy knows how to put out the books faster than George R.R. Martin, and it seems to be being received better than that series too. So, I look forward to reading more of it. I'm only on I'm only on like page 53 or 4, so I got a lot of reading too. If I'm only on page 50 something, then out of like 1,000 something, I'm not nowhere near made a dent in it.
For a nobleman, Nickvard is quite wary of his own kind, speaking only to servants.
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to anyone but myself. Nickvard is a loner, which is also why I suspect something bad has happened. Now that he's decided to leave his shell, that is. But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Berkove's arrival, I've been preoccupied with other matters.
I'll help you. I'll ask all 3 and see if they lead me to Nickvard.
Many thanks. If you aren't sure what to do, stop by and we'll discuss what you found out.
Yes, quite. Since you're a scribe, do you sell stuff?
I won't keep you any longer.
Actually. Doesn't seem like he actually sells anything.
What kind of tasks do you do for Lord von Berkov?
Rare ones, lad. His lordship spends little time at Trotsky. As the royal chamberlain, he has to be in Prague most of the time.
I was kind of hoping I would, get some new books and stuff like that from him, but it doesn't seem like he sells any.
What does the royal chamberlain do?
I understand, lad. You're asking about his authority, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know anything at all about him.
Sir Otto von Burgo is the royal chamberlain. Subcamerarius in Latin. He's one of the 9 most powerful officials in the kingdom. He manages the royal towns and monasteries, approves the councillors and abbots in them, and appoints the royal judges.
Why does Sir Otto have to be in Prague so often?
Because that's the seat of the royal court, and our lord is one of the highest royal officials. Praga caput regni, young man. Prague is the heart of the kingdom. All the political threads come together there. It's where they handle administration of the country. If you want to be somebody, you have to go to Prague, or to Moravia, to that traitor Jobst of Luxembourg.
Excuse me, but why do you consider Margrave Jobst a traitor?
And what else should I call a person who only looks out for any chance to benefit himself?
But now he's fighting for King Wenceslas, isn't he?
Jobst has changed sides so often it's impossible to keep track.
So he teeter-totters.
Credit where credit is due. Unlike our king, he's a great politician. Wenceslas wasn't even able to hold on to the imperial crown that his father passed on to him before he died. Yes, indeed. One day that bloody Margrave Jobst of ours is going to make it big. He might even become the emperor himself.
Right.
Why doesn't Lord von Burgov free our King Wenceslas from captivity in Vienna? He's powerful enough for that, isn't he?
It's politics, boy. Pure and simple.
I understand, but could you explain it a bit more for me? Why did they take our king captive? And why did the Czech lords let Sigismund spread all over the country like a plague?
That's complicated. Back during the reign of both King's father, Emperor Charles, the nobles gained great wealth and power. And when young Wenceslas came to the throne, he didn't have enough experience or courage to stand up to them. That's why he surrounded himself with faithful lower lords and entrusted them with all the royal offices.
I reckon the high nobility didn't like that, eh?
You're damn right they didn't. They conspired against the king and established their League of Lords. That started a protracted war, dragging the king's cousins, Prokop and Jobst of Luxembourg, into it. But King Wenceslas was stubborn, unyielding, and, unfortunately, also often drunk. He preferred to run away from politics to wine, women, and the hunt. It was only a matter of time before the lords conspired with his brother, the Hungarian King Sigismund. A year ago, they got together and captured Wenceslas in Prague, and Sigismund had the royal castles occupied by his allies. They secretly took the king to Vienna, where his brother is still holding him firmly under lock and key.
So von Burgov and the others want Sigismund to be king?
Not at all. Soon they discovered they'd miscalculated, and that Sigismund wanted the whole country for himself. And now, they can't agree on what to do about it. I think that's why Lord von Burkhoff received your message. He's trying to find new allies among the lower nobility.
Who are among Wenceslas's opponents?
Who do you think? All the nobles in the League of Lords, of course. The most powerful are Henry of Rosenberg, Henry of Hraditz,
It's two Henrys.
Boresh of Riesenberg, Bohuslav of Schwamberg, and our Sir Otto von Burghoff, too, so far.
But we serve Sahanish of Lipa and Radzig Kobyla.
Exactly. They're representatives of the lower nobility, who always stood faithfully by Wenceslas because he handed out royal positions to them.
Ah, damn politics.
On the contrary, boy, it's only thanks to politics that von Burghoff didn't send you two to the gallows straight away.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in?
Scholarship.
Tell me some news from the world.
I'll tell you some interesting things.
Yeah, it's real life lore too. You could probably read it in manuscripts and stuff like that. It's where they get a lot of their actual lore, is actual real life events.
Stop by tomorrow. There's something else I need.
I guess I need to talk to a bunch of people.
Go now.
Yeah, I guess I need to talk to a bunch of people. Well, let's talk to the lowerlings.
Greetings.
Bertha, instead of devils, I need your help now with Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Well, I'm waiting for Lord Libac to stop by. I brewed him another phial of medicine. but I don't even know if the last one helped. I told him to stop by for another one
When does he
soon.
need medicine?
I reckon he must be feeling better.
Did he say where he was headed?
I can't say. I promised Lord Libac his secret is safe with me, as well as his file of medicine.
Oh, come now. Nickvard misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist cookbook. I need to find it.
I remember the recipes by heart. And Lord Libac's secret is certainly worth more than any book.
Are you sure?
If a nobleman's secret is worth so much, how about this? That'll buy you more than one book.
I suppose Lord Libac wouldn't mind. And do you have the exact amount?
Peasants.
So many groschen. I promise I'll split it with Lord Libac when I see him, and I'll explain everything.
But now tell me, what's the medicine for?
It's kind of fucked up. She caved under 200.
Common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libac had, well,
So opposite of a laxative?
everything came out much too quickly.
Oh, he was suffering from diarrhea, so he needed something to cure that.
Nickvard didn't have time to run down the stairs, eh?
It was in the privy down below the crone. By the training ground, below the guardhouse. I helped him
Okay.
clean his hose and made him the medicine. And I promised that I wouldn't say anything. Lord Libac is quite particular about the impression he makes on the young maids, you know. He didn't want this little episode to put them off. That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters. Though it's closer to his chamber, but to the arena instead. And only when there weren't any soldiers around. But this time, it caught up with him.
Is that all?
What else is there to say? That the entire time he looked as if he'd done the worst thing in the world. It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. I'm just surprised he never came back for another file, I must say. He did look as if the fate of the entire castle was suddenly on his shoulders.
I don't know if this is going to do me any good.
Well, you could have found a worse clue.
Thanks anyway.
Well, we got a hint that his quarters are at least in the other tower then. So it's not the tower I'm in. So that's something to go off of. Oh, okay, he doesn't know anything about him. Gotta talk to other people. I guess guards I can't talk to him about. Convicts, they probably won't know anything. Oh, always reminds me I need to keep drinking my stuff. I wonder if he knows anything about the Lord. No, he doesn't.
I'd like to learn a new combat technique.
Why not? If you have a bit of time, I can teach you something.
That would be cool. Ooh, a longsword technique.
As you can probably figure, I like the longsword because it's beautiful and an absolutely nimble weapon. Our grandfathers didn't use them, but today in Prague, everyone is tripping over themselves to learn how to fight with one. I'll be happy to show you how to handle it better. What do you say?
Yeah, teach me this technique.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
As you wish. The first thing is to realize a sword has two blades, and thanks to your second hand on the hilt, you can quickly spin it around and hit your opponent's head. These are exactly the techniques that make the longsword an extremely deadly weapon. Now come and try it a few times.
I'll have to look at what that combo is.
Good, good. You've really got a
Up,
knack
up,
for it.
left.
Keep it up, my friend.
So that's the combo. I would like to see how it looks in combat.
Can we fight?
What would you prefer? A practice fight? Or a real one?
Practice.
A practice fight is enough for me.
What will you fight with?
Longsword.
I'll take a longsword.
What weapon should I take?
Same
Longsword.
as me.
Ready to start?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Okay, so he's on the defense for now. Oh, wait.
Go fuck yourself.
Now defend yourself.
All right.
All right, 1 second. I need to look at the combo. Oh, can I not look at the combos? Son of a. Well. Up. Oh.
Too slow. No, you don't.
Oh, there it is. I want his armor, man. All right, now attack me.
I'll try to defend.
Let's go. Too slow. Fuck me.
He did the same mistake again. Oh, I could have got it right between his slit. I would have killed him. And that's in the neck. Another neck. So he's bleeding a lot. Another neck shot.
Fuck me.
Another neck shot. So he has no juggler anymore. Another neck shot.
What the fuck was that? Fuck me.
Pop him in the face.
What the?
He doesn't learn. Pop him in the face.
Christ, I'm hit.
Okay, we had enough.
I've had enough.
Enough.
As you wish.
Do you want to try something else?
Let me catch my breath, then maybe we can continue.
All right.
Yeah, like literally for people that wore heavy armor like that, like especially like what he's wearing, or even what Henry's wearing right now, they're most likely nobility or like knights. And most people would wear gabesons and stuff like that, and you know, small little armor like for your elbows and maybe your knees and head. But even then, I think most of the soldiers wore a lot of leather and everything like that. Leather was cheaper, but it also still offered almost the same amount of defense, except for when you wear leather, it doesn't protect you as much when it came to arrows. So like leather and like chainmail and everything protects you against knives and stabbing and stuff like that. But when it came to arrows and everything, you couldn't beat plated armor. Plated armor protects you so much from arrows and everything. And then you come across the son of a bitch that wielded like a hammer or an axe or something like that. And then plated armor didn't really seem to matter. Because if someone's wielding a mace, plated armor is not going to protect you that much. Yeah, it'll protect you from dying in 1 or 2 hits. But if they get another hit in, especially when it came to the helmet, you're screwed. But yeah, a lot of people tend to have worn leather and stuff like that in combat. But even then, you can't supply a whole entire army with leather armor because, 1, it takes a long time to make. 2, that's a lot of hunting to do. They didn't want to like kill their whole entire like food supply and just pretty much the I don't know, liveliness of that area. Would have been terrible. They would have nothing to hunt anymore. All right, so I need to continue. Oh yeah, I still have stuff to repair. Yeah, Henry's extremely lucky to have the armory he has right now, but I kind of earned all that too. I really need to get to a laundry area so I can clean my clothing and stuff like that. Okay, we have the right clothing on. I want to talk. Nope. You don't know anything. You're just a hired hand. Maybe he knows?
What would you like?
No, he doesn't.
What do you have for sale?
We'll see what he has to sell, though. Lots of horse stuff, of course. Some skins. That's about it.
What can you do, sir?
What can you fucking do?
I bought a lovely yew bow the other day for a great price.
What good's a bow to you, for God's sake? What a waste of money.
Did you hear that the king himself announced that everyone should have a good bow on hand? Which king was that? How did it go?
I'm trying to find if there's anyone to talk to about
Oh, you fool.
the Lord. I wonder if it's all in the castle area. Maybe this guy knows? Sadler?
Good day, sir.
Well,
What do you have for sale?
we'll see what he has too. I don't think my charisma can go any higher. I think 30 is literally the cap.
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Nope. Nope, nothing in there. This is technically their little tavern. Housemaid. I might have to go all the way back up. Is it nighttime? Everyone's gonna be going to bed. Not seeing anyone I can talk to. Fudge. Okay. Yeah, I guess they're telling everyone that it's, sun setting, time to wrap everything up. How many times did they ring that damn bell? Probably like a minute straight. That's gotta be annoying though. To be honest, when I was living in Germany, I think if I remember correctly, we used to have a bell that would ring on an hourly basis. But not this long. Like a legitimate, like was it iron bell or a copper bell? I forgot what the bell was made out of, but yeah. Alright, I'm trying to find people I can talk to in order to get some more information on where... Oh, here we go. No, that's a knight. Man, this is where all the knights hang out? Hey, these are all knights. Oh, here we go.
Do you know where I can find Nickvard? The scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time.
I can read.
I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nickvard.
Aye, I heard you. Say, can you read?
I can't.
Yep.
In that case, would you mind reading this message I have from Nickvard?
Okay. Before I read,